We shall be considering writing, otherwise known as composition. It forms part 1 of your SSC. Now, whichever option you choose to write on, you will be marked based on 4 aspects: content, organization, expression, and mechanical accuracy. Under content, your ideas should be relevant to whatever you are discussing. And organization, how well your write-up is laid out. Under expression, you should be able to use English effectively to explain or to convince or to say whatever you want to write about for your audience or the examiner to be able to mark you. Now, we equally know that marking of the SSC, especially your write-up, your length of essay should not be less than 450 words. And there are ways of doing that. For instance, if you have 10 words per line, you're expected to have 45 lines. And if you have 7 words per line, you are expected to have 67 lines. So bear that at the back of your mind, that the examiner actually ascertained the level, the length of your essay before going into marking. Now we have some few questions here for our perusal. Question 1. The school hero is an award meant for the students considered to have exhibited exemplary leadership qualities. As a senior prefect, write a letter to the head of your school giving 3 reasons why your nominee should be given an award. Question 2. The Parent Teachers Association of your school decided to transform the school into a single-sex school. As a senior prefect, write a letter to the chairman giving at least 3 reasons why you disagree with the decision. 3. The electricity supply in your school has been irregular. As a senior prefect, write a letter to the chairman of the Parent Teacher Association, PTA, telling him about the effect of this on the school and the need to provide a standby generator for the school. 4. Write a letter to the chairman of the Environmental Protection Agency on the effects of illegal felling of trees and suggesting ways to remedy the situation. And the final question is, a friend of yours was involved in a fight that took place in school and has been expelled by the school authorities. In a letter to your principal, give an account of the fight and why you think your friend should not have been expelled. Now, these 5 questions are all formal letters. Having identified the type of essay, the next thing to do is how to appropriately apply the features. What is a formal letter? A formal letter is a letter written to somebody with whom the writer has no special relationship. It is a business or an official letter, strictly impersonal. The formal letter is not addressed to the name of the person, but the title or designation of the person. For example, the president, the governor, chairman, the principal, and so on and so forth. Now we have features of a formal letter. Features of a formal letter. What are the features of a formal letter? We have two addresses. That is the writer's address and the recipient's address. We have salutation. We have the title or the heading, the introduction, body of the letter, which comprises paragraphs. We have conclusion and your concluding salutation. Now, let us take question 1 and apply the features. Question 1 is, the school hero is an award meant for the student considered to have excelled or exhibited exemplary leadership qualities. As the senior prefect, write a letter to the head of your school, giving 3 reasons your nominee or why your nominee should be given the award. Now, what are the requirements on this question 1? The first thing to do is the writer's address in block by the right hand side of your answer sheet. Now, the receiver's address by the left hand side. Having done that, now when you write your address, you have your dates. Your date is the last thing on your date. Having done this, then you come this way and write the recipient's address. As you write the recipient's address, no one puts date any longer. The date serves for this. And after that, what you need to do is the title or the heading. Now, being able to coin out the title is a high scoring point for a formal letter. So, but my advice to my students is this, that I advise you most often to go for informal letter, story writing, or debate because of the high technicalities involved in a formal letter. Because sometimes you can mistakenly use colloquial language in a formal letter and you will not be pardoned. But sometimes it can be pardoned for an informal letter. Now, I was saying that to be able to score a high mark, being able to coin out the title is very, very important. Now, I have some examples here. Some coined out headings. I'll just quickly read it out for us. 1. Reasons why my nominee should be given an award. 2. Reasons why my nominees should be given an award. 3. Nomination of school hero. 4. My nominee should be given the award. And 5. Why my nominee should be given the award. Now, if you consider these headings, number 1, 2 cannot go. Especially number 2. You see, reasons why my nominees should be given an award. And you are nominating just a candidate. So most often, candidates can make mistake. Nomination of the school hero, to an extent, can go. My nominee should be given the award. It can also go. But the best option there is why my nominee should be given the award. Now, your title or your heading can be written in 2 ways, using capital letters or small letters. But if you are using capital letters, you don't need to underline. When you use small letters, you underline. But in this case, each word begins with a capital letter, except prepositions and articles. So, it is easier for you to use capital letters because sometimes you may not know where to capitalize or to use capital letters. So, use all capital letters and don't underline. Now, if that is done, then you go into introduction. Start very politely, but always remember to be formal. Do not ask after the welfare of the family of the receiver because you do not know him. You don't have any personal relationship whatsoever. So that is out of place. You go straight into writing your letter. Now, the body of the letter is divided into paragraphs. You are expressing yourself at least with 3 reasons or 3 points. This does not mean you are just going to have 3 paragraphs. No. You can even use 2 paragraphs to express a point or a reason. When you discover that as you are expressing yourself, if the paragraph gets too long, split it. But the way you use linkers or linking words will tell your examiner, or your examiner will be able to pick out the points. Now you can go into the body of the letter, like I said. At this stage, you identify the reasons. I have some suggestive reasons here. 1, exemplary leadership traits and characters. 2, brilliancy. 3, eloquence and articulation. 4, you have charming and friendliness. 5, optimism. 6, stage fright. Now, each of these points, you can use it to indent paragraph, and you explain one after the other. How brilliant, what's your awardee or the nomination, your nominee, what the kind of pride he has brought to the school as a result of his brilliant performance in one way or the other. Then, I have a suggested introduction. We can start this way. I wish to congratulate your laudable projects in the school, academically and extracurricular, which has impacted us students greatly. You can also start this way. I just got to know in the prefect teachers meeting that the school has a hero award for outstanding students who has exhibited exemplary leadership qualities. It is in this line that I have decided to nominate Jehu. Reasons abound for my choice. Jehu is very brilliant. Talking about brilliancy, you know, now you are introducing your points. First, you can say Jehu is very brilliant. Talking about brilliancy in this school, or all the teachers know Jehu for brilliancy, and on you continue. Having exhausted your points, you can come to the conclusion. And I have a suggested conclusion this way. More so, sir, he represents the school in debates and quizzes and has won several awards, including the recent one, the Science Award for Excellence, that has brought honor and recognition to this school in no small way. I believe and very sure that he is the most competent and prominent nominee for the award. Please give him the chance. Now you come to your concluding salutation or subscription, and you write yours faithfully. When you are writing, yours faithfully, you write your 2 names. Now, again, please, when you are writing, don't do the mistake of putting apostrophe. Yours faithfully, the Y is capital letter, F small letter, your comma there, and your 2 names. Your 2 names, your surname serves as an introduction because you don't have any personal relationship with the recipient. So your surname stands as a conclusion. Yours faithfully, you sign. You sign before your 2 full names. Now let's take question 2 and apply the features and see. Question 2 is, the Parent-Teacher Association of your school has decided to transform the school into a single-sex school. As the senior prefect, write a letter to the chairman giving at least 3 reasons why you disagree with the decision. what is the demand of the question? Just like the first one we did, 2 addresses, your salutation, the headings. I have suggested coin out headings. 1. Transformation of the school into single-sex school. Proposed transformation of our school into a single-sex school. Single-sex school. The need for single-sex school. Finally, proposed transformation of the school into a single-sex school. The last one goes best among these options. Now, having been able to coin your heading, you go into the reasons with which you are going to express yourself. Again, I have some suggested reasons. 1. Lack of competitiveness or rivalry. 2. Repugnancy or antipathy, that is ill will. 3. Increased violence, especially for the boys. 4. Low self-esteem on both parts. 5. Homosexualism and lesbianism promoted. 6. Dampen enthusiasm. Now, introduction of your letter. There are 2 suggested ways you can begin the introduction of your write-up. 1. It is an open secret in the school that the resolution of the executives of the Parent Teachers Association, PTA, has it that the school will be transformed into a single-sex school. That's 1. 2. There has been a lot of mixed feelings and misgivings among students at the instance of the news about the transformation of our school into a single-sex school. Now, from the introduction, the recipient is privy to the content of the letter. You can now move on to discussing your points or reasons. Getting to the body of the letter. For instance, you can say lack of competitiveness. This leads to inhibition in competition, as the opposite sex would like to impress the other. Especially the boys would like to impress the girls, and the girls equally would like to impress the boys, and so it brings about a kind of holy competition between them. Then on and on, you can use the points to express yourself. Coming to the conclusion, here is a suggested way of concluding this letter. In conclusion, sir, transforming or changing the school into a single-sex school will jeopardize peaceful coexistence and togetherness of sexes in future, for instance, marriage. In view of the foregoing, I crave your indulgence as the chairman of the association to use your good office to let the sleeping dog lie, or to maintain the status quo. Yours faithfully, Jesse Amadi. You can just write it that way. Let's go on to the next question and apply the features we have treated so far. The third question is, the electricity supply in your school has been irregular. As the senior prefect, write a letter to the chairman of the Parent Teachers Association, PTA, telling him about the effect on the school and the need to provide a standby generator for the school. Again, what are the requirements for this? We have 2 addresses, the salutation, title or heading. There are sampled titles or headings here. 1. Electricity supply in the school. 2. Irregular supply of 2. Irregular electricity supply. 3. Unsteady supply of electricity in our school. 4. Effect of irregular electricity supply in the school. 5. Effect of electricity supply. 6. Lack of steady supply of electricity. Now, You can consider number 3, unsteady supply of electricity in our school. That can go. And then effect of irregular electricity supply in the school. Now, before you will be able to coin out a title or a heading, you go through the question and make sure you understand it very well before you go into coining out a title or a heading. Now, having successfully have your heading, you go into your reasons. Here there are some suggested reasons or points with which you can use to express yourself. 1. Academic activities. 2. Social life, talking about amenities. 3. Extracurricular activities. 4. Population of the school. 5. Colossal loss or wastage. 6. Loss of glory. Now, having had that, you go into your introduction. There are still 2 suggested ways how you can start your introduction. 1. I wish to commend and appreciate you for your giant strides in seeing to the development of this our great school. However, I want to bring to your notice the effect of epileptic power supply in the school. That is 1. Number 2. I wish to thank you sincerely for the wonderful works you have been doing in the school, but there is a dirt in the pot. Then you can continue. For instance, there is no gainsaying the importance of steady electricity supply in an academic community like ours. Sir, I want to bring to your notice the adverse effect of irregular supply of power in the school. And on you go, using the points to express yourself. You can start again by saying, I want to commend you for your wonderful works you have been doing in this great school. Now, with that, you continue on and on to express yourself until you come to the conclusion. There is a suggested conclusion here. I suggest or recommend that this situation can be arrested by supplying a power plant or generator, listed generator, with the capacity of meeting this need. This can be augmented by inverter. We will make you proud, sir. Lastly, thank you again for your wonderful works in the development of the school. Then you come to your complimentary close. Yours faithfully, Splendor Andy. Now, in this way, you discover that you'll be able to handle your formal letter very well. At least having the reasons or points with which to express yourself and being able to coin out the headings, it goes a long way in helping you to score a high mark. On this note, we are concluding this lesson. See you some other time.
You can subscribe to NTA series on YouTube to watch or download past episodes of revision classes on television. That's the much we can take on the program today. Do join us next time for another educating session.